Yeah, there we go. All right, so today we're going to be changing the oil on my wife's Volkswagen Beetle. Hopefully this camera will follow me around. We should be recording everywhere, actually. Yeah, I'm buttoned up right now. Let's see how this thing is going to follow my face. See if we can get some car exposure. Yeah, there we go. All right, so today we're going to be changing the oil on my wife's Volkswagen Beetle. Hopefully this camera will follow me around, but if not, we're going to have some POV footage going as well. And we're going to just get this thing in the air and get started. All right. Okay, I'm back, guys. Whoa, whoa, come on back to me. There we go. All right, what's up? I'm gonna bring you guys over here. So, whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, this thing loves to go wee wonky. Follow my face. You still following? Come on down. There we go. Boom. So, first thing you gotta do is get this thing in the air. This one's fun. I don't know if you guys can see any of this, but I can't see. You gotta get a little lip in here. And then you always want to have a jack stand for safety measures, because you don't want this thing falling on you. Let's see. You usually want to try to lift up to the side, the opposite side that the drain plug is on, so the oil drains out to that side. Let's see. And, yep. We're good. A little bit higher. Sorry about the POV camera flopping around, guys. And hopefully the audio is okay. I suppose we'll see, wouldn't we? Let's get this thing a little bit higher in the air. There we go. Now these jack stands, this jack, it's pretty old. I've had them for a long time. When I am just using one jack stand, or a lot of the times I'm using multiple, when I get done with my jack, wherever it's at, I'll just leave it, just in case that jack stand fails. I don't know. Something I've always done. Another thing, if you pull a tire off, put it under that side, under that frame rail. In case it does fall, it'll fall onto that wheel and you'll be able to get a jack under it and get it off the ground, versus not having anything under it and not being able to get it off of the ground. Hopefully this thing won't go all funky on me. Ooh, yep, it is. Come on. I know. There we go. Nope. Right here. Yeah, there you go. All right. See if we can set this thing down. Get a good angle. Everything. There we go. All right. Follow face. Ooh, the battery might be down. And we're back. I'm going to scoop my butt along the ground here. And hopefully I've got the right size socket. And hopefully we're still recording on my POV. Not a whole lot of light under here, guys. I do apologize. That's it. Okay. All right. And now usually I'd say undo the cap from the engine first, but this drain pan does not catch oil very fast, so a lot of the times I have to put the plug back in. I don't want it flowing out very fast when I have to do that. So it kind of slows it down a little bit. And once I get it slowed, then I go and remove the cap. I need to drill those holes a little bit bigger. It's filling up, but it seems to be kind of stabilizing. This Beetle does hold a lot of oil. You know what? It's getting sent. Oh, it does look like it's trying to overflow. Maybe it won't. Maybe it won't. Maybe we'll get lucky. Looks like the flow is slowing down a little bit. Okay. So, now that that's starting to slow down a little bit, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pull the cap. Stay. Excuse me, I'm going to go find a rag. All right, I'm back. And every oil change gets a little bit of this Lucas. I love this stuff. No, I'm not sponsored. Would I love to be? Yes. And her car, we've just recently started using these K&N oil filters, and we're going to see how they do. It's just a canister filter. Now, usually with these canister filter types, you would, I'm up here. Yeah, there we go. You would remove the canister with a special socket cup. I used to work at a lube place, not, you know, but we always use these. It's very fast. As long as you know what you're doing, you're not going to damage them too badly or at all. All right, and we are down to a finite drip at about the width of a pencil lead or the point of a ballpoint pen. So we can go ahead and pop our drain plug back in and tighten. And then we'll remove the canister filter and replace it. Oh. The camera work will get better, guys. I don't have a whole lot of space right now, and I'm still kind of working on technique and equipment placement, use, all those good things. Bear with me. If you like what you're seeing, like and subscribe. Thank you guys. You guys keep me going. Now, usually I'd say don't use a swivel, yada, 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 but this is what I grabbed. You want to make sure it's snug, but not too tight. All right, and now we're go. Go ahead and remove this canister. This one's always fun on this car. Usually there's a skid plate you'd have to remove. We've gotten rid of it because it was virtually trashed by the time I started working on this thing. We've got the rest of her covers up as best we can. She's had a history of, you know, little animals running out in front of her, unfortunately. Over the many years I've had the pleasure of knowing her. Oh, it's always messy. The filter doesn't look too bad. There's usually a spot for the oil filter. Oh. That's probably it. Alright. Yeah, I think we used the K&N last time, if I remember correctly. Got a little O-ring in there. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll try to get it out without pliers. I don't think I'm going to be able to. There's a little tab you can grab. Ugh. Oof. Right. I'll kind of get up and let you guys see this. So there is a O-ring in there. It's following my face currently, but there's a red O-ring in there and a little tab where my finger tip is up there. You usually grab that tab and pull it out and place it with a new one. And I think this one's, hello? Hello? Back this way? Yeah. I think that thing needs to be charged. Yeah. And then K&N is gracious enough to give you 2 styles in the box for this. So this filter probably services multiple different vehicles. And I would assume Volkswagen or Audi. All right, and that does not want to come out, so I'm going to go grab some pliers. We'll be back shortly. All right, we're back. The needle nose make it easy. Trash that. And now, since our design is this flat style and not the rounded, we can keep this for another project. I don't like throwing things away like that. I mean, seals and O-rings and whatnot. And let's see if we can see this divot. Maybe not. Maybe that's a relief for that O-ring. You just stick it down in the groove and push it in with your finger. Yeah, I think that's just an oiling relief there. Unless it's just completely worn because this cap is so old. All right. And then you have to pay attention to how your old filter comes out. But usually these will go in either way. A lot of times, if not, it will be labeled on the filter, top or bottom, and you would put it in that way. And we're ready to put this back in. Thing did not follow me down this time. I'm right here. Hello? That thing does not want to follow me. You want to follow me now? Pretty please? Thank you. All right. As I was saying, the sun must be messing me up. Right here. Right here. We're ready to fill with oil. All right. And you would want to clean it up with a towel, preferably some kind of cleaner like brake part cleaner or something. Get it nice and clean because you don't want oil all over this stuff. And it's not your vehicle, it's someone else's vehicle you're taking care of. So most of the time, unless it's your vehicle and you don't care, then leave the oil, you know. It's your prerogative. I'm out of brake part cleaner. And this thing does have some oil leaks, so I'm not really too mad about a little bit of oil. But I do try to clean it up to the best of my abilities with what I have. This one's had a lot of years of oil soakage from getting oil dropped on it. All right. All right, if I remember correctly, this thing holds like, I think 6.5 quarts. But you always want to set it on the ground and fill, make sure the vehicle's level. So at this point, we'll be removing the jack and jack stand if my camera will follow me. This poor thing can't keep up with me. Let's try to move it a bit. Right here. Come on down. Wife's home. Everyone say hello to the wife. All right. Come back down. There we go. Right here. Follow me. It just will not. It refuses. We do too. I'm going to be rushing a little bit. We're going to try to get this car down. All right. We're back level. Be editing some of this out, maybe not all of it. And there we go. All right, stay. Got some people dropping off some furniture here soon, so, oh, and I'm glad I saw that. When these things don't rip all the way, you run the risk of it falling in your engine. You don't want that. Always try to make sure all that stuff's removed before you go to throwing it in there. I think that's a pretty good little rule of thumb. My POV camera died, so we won't have any more footage of that, but we're pretty much done here. We're going to be topping her off and starting her, and that'll be it. Thank you guys again for watching.
Don't you crack me. Don't do it. Don't do it. Where's your problem? You have freckles on your nose too.
All that stuff, check the dates and smell it. Some of that meat looked weird. The bacon looked okay. Did it get blurry? No, it looks okay. Maybe I did knock the little blur knob. I truthfully can't tell. Man, I'm one ugly son of a gun, ain't I? Alright. Now usually I'd say use a funnel for this, but I'm in a hurry. This might get messy. Not a drop spilled. I love it. Now, if I remember correctly, this thing, I think, holds 6.5 quarts. So, we'll have to fill it, and then what you want to do, since this is a canister filter vehicle, you'll want to start it and rev it to about 1,500, 2,000, 2,500 RPM, 3,000 RPM if you wish. And then you will get under the vehicle and check your O-ring on that canister filter and make sure it is not leaking. If it is leaking, you will have to check for manufacturer defects or cracks, or maybe it slipped and broke. Replace it and then retest with fresh oil and everything. But we are full, so we're good to start. And I just so happened to stop pouring at the perfect mark. You can't get any better than that. We'll probably have to add a little more once I crank it, because we're going to be filling that filter. It should be pretty good. But I'm going to have to cut it here because we got some people coming. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. There'll be more.